Pandu palaso danisi Yana purisa picetang upattita Viyoga mukhe cetithati Pathayam picetena vijjati Sokarohi dipang attano Hippang vayana pandito bhave Niddhanta malo anangano Dibbang ariya bhumin teti Upanita vayo danisi Sampayatosi yang massa santike Vaso picchate natti antara Pathayam picetena vijjati Sokarohi dipang attano Hippang vayana pandito bhava Niddhanta malo anangano Napuna jati jarang upehisi Pandu palaso danisi Yana purisa picetang upattita Viyoga mukhe cetithati Pathayam picetena vijjati Sokarohi dipang attano Hippang vayana pandito bhava Niddhanta malo anangano Hippang ariya bhumineti Upanita vayo danisi Sampayatosi yamassa santike Sopicate natti antara Pathayam picetena vijjati Sokarohi dipang attano Hippang vayana pandito bhava Niddhanta malo anangano sansas. The Buddha had to recite this, not actually recite, just to give this advice in this way, because of an old man, a father-in-law, grew old without doing any good, meaning any meritorious deeds. His son-in-law invited the Buddha and the Sangha to the house and gave alms in his name when he is alive. Thereupon the Buddha addressed these verses to the old man in admonition. He gave this advice to this old man. Here there are many things actually for us to learn. Very simple. No end to my throat problem. The meaning of the first stanza, like a withered leaf are you now. The messengers of death wait on you. On the threshold of decay you stand. Provision too, there is none for you. He directly addressing to this old man by knowing that he has not done anything for his next life. This is a very good lesson for all of us, that we should not wait until we grow old to do some meritorious deeds. Whenever opportunities arise, try to do something, because later that gives us a lot of confidence. He says, your life is just like dry leaves of a tree, withered. The messengers of death wait on you. But this is the language used by the people. Here messengers means not persons, either angels or spirits or ghosts or devils or anybody. Messengers means indication, expression for you to understand. Lot of indications are there for you to understand. On the threshold of decay you stand. You are standing at the doorstep. Any moment, either one step only beyond the threshold. After that, out. That means that provision too, there is none for you. You are not carrying any provision for your expenses or for you to use on your journey. It is a journey. All of us are pilgrims actually. We are on a pilgrimage and stop here for the time being for some time only. But during our stay, we claim many things. This is our house, this is our property, this is our valuable things, we claim. After some time, we had to separate, go away from them. The troubles and worries and miseries and fear, disturbances start because of this. If we came with empty hands or ready to go with empty hands, also become another big problem. Because this is a journey. And that is why the Buddha says you have not, or you are not carrying any provision on the way for you to use. There are many things to discuss here. Your life is just like dry leaves. Dry leaves cannot take oxygen, cannot contribute anything to the trunk of the tree also. Ready to drop. And ripen fruits, the tree also drop at any moment. Cannot stop the dropping. If you stop that, what will happen? Get rotten there on the tree itself. So it is natural. When the fruits are ripened, for them to drop. This is the nature of our life. It is due to lack of this understanding. We create lot of worries and fear and lot of problems in our mind. We feel very unhappy. When we come to know, now we are ready to go away from this world. We cannot go away from this world. Always we remain in the world. But maybe different facilities, privileges and environments, but not the same situation. Changes can take place, but we remain in the world. So we are going on building new houses. The houses that we have built by spending what we have earned during our last birth. These are the results, the effect, the cause on the previous birth. And this is the effect. Later, after our death, this will become the cause and the next existence becomes the effect. So the cause and effect always going on changing. That is why the Buddha says there is no first cause to point out. Always going on changing. But on the way, different ingredients, different mental attitudes, different qualities or virtues, or fortunate or unfortunate situations, or the mentality, character, behavior change. That is the uncertainty in our life. We cannot maintain the same situation unless we make up a strong determination. But determination itself does not work if we have not accumulated enough good merits. The merit and the determination or aspiration or will. Modern psychologists use the word will. We use the word aspiration. So determination to continue. That is why every time when you perform some religious service, you recite one particular word, although you do not concentrate on what you recite. Imina punya kammena Mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu Yava nibbana pattiya. That is the determination. So, one-way traffic. Imina punya kammena. Punya kamma means meritorious deeds. By the power or by the virtues of this particular merit. Imina punya kammena. Ma me bala samagamo. I determine or I create aspiration not to join with bad companions, wicked, immoral, because they can influence us to be bad, to be immoral or wicked. So I create this aspiration not to join with those wicked or cruel or immoral people who can mislead us, drag us into their fold. Mame bal samagamo. Satang samagamo hotu. May I get the chance to be with very understanding, virtuous, noble people, so that they can guide us, enlighten us, we can follow their path. That means we won't go astray. We won't go back to jungle again. Satang samagamo hotu. Yava nibbana pattiya. As long as I remain within this cycle of birth and death and birth and death, until I attain my final goal, Nibbana. Now the path is very clear. If we can follow this path, we can avoid so many unfortunate situations in our life. By misusing, by abusing our noble human life, respectable human life, we may miss the target because we abuse this life. Then there is no guarantee what is the destiny or the fate in our next existence. So by considering, by knowing this situation, we must know how to make use of this human life to continue without dropping. When once you are dropped, it will take long time for us to come to this stage, human status. That is why we make this aspiration. Now in the case of the Buddha, he had aspiration. Started from the very beginning. His aspiration is not to attain Nibbanic bliss or final salvation, but to gain his enlightenment, to become the Buddha, to show the correct path to others. So life after life, he went on, cultivating, developing, doing some service to others, observing morals and characters, good qualities. Yes, went on. Finally he got it. So after gaining this enlightenment, this supreme wisdom, then he explained or advised others how to make use of this life. That is what the Buddha did, without misusing. This one word is enough, without misusing, because we have humane qualities, humane virtues, not like other living beings. We have become human beings because we have developed some of them. Otherwise we cannot become human beings. In the process of development. So what are those humane qualities? At the beginning we had humanism, when there were no religions. We have developed humanism. When our sense of reasoning developed, then we understood these things are good, these things are bad. This way of life is useful, that way of life is harmful. We understood these things long ago. No religions at that time. That we call humanism. We realized the hatred, anger, jealousy, grudge, ill will are harmful. By realizing that, we try to develop our kindness, our compassion, our sympathy, our understanding, our cooperation, then these are called humane qualities, especially unity and harmony, mutual understanding. We have developed. When religions come into existence later, actually speaking, they have borrowed these humane qualities, absorbed into their religion, and later introduced these qualities, these morals and commandments and religious laws and principles were given by the God. But before this concept of God appeared in the human mind, through this humanism they understood all this. But it is not a religion. Therefore it is very weak, very weak. So when they started to introduce this as a religion, or as religious law, or religious principle, then people accepted seriously. When you refer to the Buddha, you can understand this very clearly. He said, after gaining his enlightenment, he said, the dharma that I understood through my enlightenment is not a new dharma. This dharma existed earlier, but people have forgotten. That is why when the Buddhas appear from time to time, they remind, they reveal, they discover the dharma that will disappear. But the dharma remains. No one can destroy the dharma. In another discourse, the Buddha says, whether the Buddhas appear or not, dharma exists forever. Dharma means truth. No one can create the truth, no one can destroy the truth. But people can forget it, that's all. That is what the Buddha says. People have forgotten. Now we use all these words. Today people are immoral, people are cruel, and people are wicked, people are selfish, they are cunning. That means they have forgotten the Dharma. So when they come to know this Dharma, again they come back. So, our way of life is going on changing according to our mental attitude. Mental attitude is very uncertain, very difficult to fix the mind. We fix, the next moment change. This is the nature of the mind. Such circumstances, temptation or irritation, change the mind. To uphold that, we must have very strong determination and training, mental training. Otherwise, always fickle-minded. Here, the advice given by the Buddha to this old man. Now you are very old, your life just like dry leaves. You are at threshold, at the doorstep, getting ready to go out. But you are going out without any provision, without any pocket expenses. Anyway, he did not die, but still got time. That is why the Buddha gave this warning. At least you must have some pocket expenses before you start your journey. So, continue. Organize this alms giving or this dana. to not to we cannot transfer the marriage because he is still living. To encourage him, to make him happy. When he thinks of that, he may experience some sort of happiness and confidence. Otherwise, there is nothing. Empty. Messengers who inform about death, they are ready, waiting outside. So these are words. There are no such living beings, either devas or devils or ghosts or spirits. But this is the language that they use. That means you are ready to depart, to start your journey. So don't go with empty head. Artha grihe nivrittante. Whatever we have accumulated during our lifetime as our property, remain here, we drop here, we cannot carry anything. Smasane mitra bandhava, our relatives and friends follow us up to the grave or crematory. Now he is getting ready to go alone. Nobody wants to join with that. But he does not go alone, he cannot go alone. Because during his lifetime he has accumulated not only wealth or property or money, but certain other things. Sukritam, duskritam. Good deeds and bad deeds. Good karma and bad karma. These two things he can. Which one is heavy? The mind can weigh this. Which one? So some people ask, who decides at that moment? Nobody else to desire. The mind itself. The karmic energy, mental energy, weigh. If bad deeds are heavier than good deeds, then downward. If good deeds are heavier than the bad deeds, then upward journey. Or again can become a human being. That is why the Buddha said, no provision that you have prepared. You have not prepared any meritorious deed. But no one can live in this world without committing evil, without doing certain good deeds. Even the cruel or wicked or dangerous man also do some good deeds. And good people also create some bad deeds. This is the nature of our life, worldly life. Then continue. One should guard not this one. Page 194. The 195. Right. 196. One should guard against misdeeds caused by a speech. What is wrong with me today? I'm going somewhere else. Something is wrong with me today. Page 198. Make an island unto yourself. Strive, quickly become wise. Verge of pain and passionless. You shall enter the heavenly stage of the Arya. Then he says, make an island unto yourself. The same words he uttered before his passing away, the Buddha. The final parting words. Attadipa bhikkhave vihara. Without depending on another person, you have to develop your confidence to stand on your own feet without any support, external support. That means confidence. Confidence and realization. If these two things are not there, all our activities can go haywire. With no confidence, it's very difficult. The mind is weak. For this we must have a very strong mind, strong conviction, determination, understanding. For religion, these qualities are important. Otherwise, we cannot see the good result of following any religion. Must have these good qualities. Strive, quickly become wise. Still not too late. He's talking to this old man. Strive quickly. Be wise. He is giving this advice not to go with empty hand, but still got time for you to create some meritorious deeds, to maintain some sort of purity in your mind by reducing your worries and fear and greed and ignorance. These are the most important thing at the last moment. Because when people come to that stage, naturally they experience lot of frustrations and disappointment. They feel the life is very miserable because cannot do anything according to their own wish or will. They want to do certain things, but senses are not cooperating with this person, limbs are not cooperating with this person, mind also not strong enough. Then confusion in the mind. Then it will become very miserable. And those who develop some sort of concentration in their life, they can avoid this confusion at the last moment, dying moment. That mental training, concentration or meditation, whatever word we use, because the mind gets used to it. Those who have not done this earlier, it is difficult for them to make up their mind in correct way to avoid fear and miseries and worries, because the mind is not used to it. The advice given by the Buddha again for us to concentrate earlier, before we grow old, before we die, concentrate. I am not free from sicknesses, I am not free from old age, I am not free from death, I am not free from the separation from my beloved one, I am not free from karmic action. These 5 things. Concentrate almost every day. Then the mind gets used to it. After that, when these problems come to us, no feeling, because mind is used to it. Then the fear, worry, do not happen. That is why confusion, we can avoid confusion in our mind if we train the mind early. So at the last moment also, here the Buddha said, be wise. Still it is not too late. In another discourse, the Buddha says, Acharitva brahmacharya aladha yoggane dhanam jinna konchava jayanti thina maccheva pal. This advice is also very useful advice. Acharitva brahmacharya. Those who have not cultivated their life to lead life in a respectable way, acharitva brahmacharya. Aladha yogganedan. Those who are young have not done anything to accumulate some sort of wealth for their rainy days. So when they are young, they must do something and earn something and invest. That gives confidence. This is also the Buddha's advice. Because for worldly people that is very important. Only those who have renounced the worldly life, that is not important. So, then, aladha yogganedana. If they have not done these two, not by leading a respectable life, not by accumulating any wealth when they were young, so when they grow old, what will happen? They lament, they wait. Hina maccheva pallali. Crane, you know the white bird just look like crow, a long neck, waiting to catch fish. It's called crane. This crane go and wait the bank of a, what they call river or the pond or lake to catch the fish, but there no water, no fish. He is waiting to catch the fish and no fish. So the life becomes that crane's life who is waiting to catch the fish, but he never gets any fish. Missed the target. So these two things, to lead respectable life and to earn something when people are young, when they can work. The Buddha did not advise people not to work, not to earn. If they want to lead a worldly life, they must work. They must earn something. Not only that, they must invest. It is important for their future, not to depend on others. Then, after fulfilling these two, they in many parts of the world, millions of human beings are starving and dying and suffering because no merit. So, not only for this lifetime, not only for this world, we have to think, this is not the first and the last, it will continue. The continuity is there. It is our duty to prepare for that. Because nobody else can support us at that time. Punyani paralokasmin patittha honti pani. Again the Buddha says. When we have departed from this world, this world means from this life. Only our merit come forward to support us, nobody else. Our father or mother or children or relatives or friends cannot do anything for us. Our own karma support us. So if we have not accumulated enough good karma, life can get into trouble. There is no guarantee. Praying to God also it doesn't work. Praying to Buddha also doesn't work. The Buddha says your duty is to do some good karma for your own benefit. Don't depend on another person. So you have to prepare for your own benefit, for your own peaceful life and pleasure. To lead the worldly life, you need merit. So just stain and passionless are then reduced stain to lead the passionless life. We have a lot of dark spots in our mind. These dark clouds, dark spots, mislead us, cover our mind. Then we cannot see things clearly. Then we are in the dark. We become ignorant. Then we make mistakes because of that. We won't get a clear vision or understanding. We create wrong concepts and beliefs because of those dark clouds in our mind. They are our selfish cravings, our ill will or jealousy or grudge or all the evil forces are the dark clouds in our mind. As long as they prevail in our minds never get the chance to relax or to see things properly. Interruption, disturbances, either temptation or irritation, one of them, disturb the mind. So, not only by accumulating merits, we also try to wipe out, get rid of those dark spots from your mind that you have accumulated life after life, very active in the mind. So when the mind is free from these dark clouds, here, when it becomes passionless, you shall enter the heavenly stage of the Arya. Heavenly stage of Arya. There are two meanings here, this word Arya. Not two actually, there are three. Aryan race in India, another meaning. That is race. Here we talk from the religious point of view. Arya, one means is noble. By fulfilling these duties, we attain into that stage where we can maintain nobility, noble life. That is Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Araham. Sainthood. This is called Arya. Noble stage. Another meaning is Arya means Suddhavasa Brahma world, Brahma Lok. Pure abode. Mahayana schools introduced this very simple way and very nice way as pure land. Pure land. This is Suddhavasa Brahma world. Those who have attained first stage, second stage, third stage of sainthood, Anagami. After their death, existence takes place in that particular Suddhavasa Brahma world, pure abode, say pure land, easy to understand. And never come back to this world again to suffer. This is one way here. Pure abode. So either that person become a noble person here within this lifetime, becoming an Arahant, if not attain Arahanthood yet, after his or her death, rebirth takes place in Suddhavasa. There are 5 places. Suddhavasa, there in Brahma world, there are 5. And those places are not for them to enjoy worldly or sensual pleasure, free from all this. Because if there are facilities, or if they have still craving attachment towards them, they cannot attain nirvana. So, very peaceful, tranquility and blissful stage where they can spend for long periods until they cultivate the rest that they have left, that they have not completed earlier. Only one step. And when they have completed that, in that particular stage, Suddhavasa or pure land, then attain Nibbana. Your life has come to an end now. to the presence of death, you are setting out. No halting place is there for you by the way. Provisions too, there is none for you. The same thing he repeats. If you have not completed these things, you get into this unfortunate state. Uncertainty, unhappiness in your life. Because you do not know your destiny. You do not know your fate. You do not know what will happen to you. But if you have cultivated some of these qualities, then you can develop your confidence, your hope. Then your worries, your fear disappear from the mind. Because you know your journey is straightforward. Make an island unto yourself, strive without delay, become wise, search of scale and passionless. You will not come again to birth and old age. You will not come back to this world or any world system to have birth again. Because if there is birth in any world system, in this universe, definitely there must be death. No birth which is free from death. That is what many people misunderstood. So we must not have craving or aspiration to have birth without death. Not accepted. If you like birth, you must get ready to die. If you don't like to die, then you have to stop birth. No other choice. The trouble is, we have very strong craving, attachment. We are willing to suffer physically and mentally, but we are not ready to reduce our craving. That is ignorance. Ignorance always supports us to maintain this craving. Then to whom are we going to blame when we are in trouble? The bliss the Buddha gained after his enlightenment, he says, Nathidani punabhava. No more rebirth for me. I have completed my journey. We have not completed. We are going on building houses all over the world. We also never get fed up because of craving. So it is not difficult to understand this simple advice the Buddha has given to this old man and good lesson to all of us. What is that lesson? We must have something for us to create our confidence that our life is not in danger. That is the most important. That is why people don't like to die. Because they do not know what will happen to them after they are dead. if they know there's no misfortune or unfortunate state, then there is no reason to worry about it. To gain that confidence. So there is no any other method in this whole world. Our knowledge, our property, our family, our money, our jewelry, diamond, gold, cannot do anything at that stage. We worry more because of this. If we had some merits performed earlier, then recall them into the mind. We have done this and we have done this, we have done this. The more you think, the more you gain happiness and confidence. Happiness and confidence. Go on thinking, whatever good deeds you have done, you are doing. But don't allow your mind to forget it. So those days, many people have kept record in their diary. They have given 50 cents to a beggar. Come back and write, today I gave 50 cents to a beggar. And go on collecting and collecting many years. When they are free, they go and read. Read and read and read. And for every item, it gives happiness. I have done some good deeds, some good deeds. But don't write all the bad deeds you have done. Today I bluffed one person, I got $100. Don't write in your diary. So, it is not a bad idea, it's very important to many people. So, when they cannot read, they ask others to read. And they really enjoy. Oh, I have done this, I have done this, I have done this. Develop this renewal of the karmic thought. So when we renew them, we call them into our mind before we die. At the dying moment, one of these good karma can appear. Because they are nearer to us, we recall them into the mind. Otherwise, if we have not recalled them, they will be overshadowed by various other karmic thoughts, either good or bad karma. So it is very effective, very useful for our own satisfaction to die peacefully. Okay, I think enough today. Photographers also waiting. Today very professional. Mr. Wong has arranged our Mr. Wong, how are you going to arrange? Do you all need to come down or what we need is a crowd here. Because from one corner like this you cannot take the whole. If I go down, yeah, easy, isn't it?